no matter what. Um, it's also possible he was like legitimately slow playing, I guess. Maybe he limped in. Maybe he made a bad. You also have to keep in mind that this wasn't a raised pot. So, like any kind of hand, like ace, king, pocket kings, pocket jacks, pocket tens, I'm going to eliminate. I don't see that as a possibility. Um, you lose so much EV in that situation, and even bad players raise those hands coming in. They don't limp them in middle position. So I eliminate all of those hands. Um, King total junk, maybe. Like he's a very mediocre player and has something like King 5 suited. Maybe King 6, King. Man, I don't even know. Like total King junk. Like where he has no draw whatsoever, like King 7. Where he had like King 7 of spades or something and limped in. And he has top pair, but he has no kicker, and he's scared because he's a bad player, so he checks on the flop. But then, oh, here's a hand. But then when somebody else bets on the turn, he thinks, well, I probably have the best hand. Nobody bet on the flop, so I'm going to raise now when the flush draw hits. So I guess that's a possibility. King total junk, and then he hit trips and bet the river. Once again, that involves him being a bad player, but like I said, there's at least a 50% chance that that's true either way. Man, this is such a terrible flop. What I'm going to do here is just fire right out, and I'm hoping that this guy has something like 2 overcards and has nothing also. So I should get him to fold that the vast majority of the time. Let's pick up a small pot for that. You know, when you raise with ace king and the flop comes low, low, low like that when somebody calls you, don't be afraid to just fire out. I mean, the possibility that he has like king jack or like, you know, ace 10 or whatever, and he just has nothing and just doesn't even care and folds to a bet is just highly likely. It's hard to make a pair in limit hold'em. It's hard to make a pair. And I realize that the audio in a lot of my videos has been pretty terrible. Audible clicking and stuff like that is seems to be creeping in to the audio in my videos every time I record, and I really don't know. I'm really not sure. I think it's my microphone itself. But I try to clean it up in post-processing. It does a decent job of getting rid of a lot of the stuff, but I still think it's listenable. If I actually start recording enough videos where it bugs me, I might get another mic. This is a pretty easy raise. When you get a pair, you're in, you're in the hijack spot here. You're probably going to be in position. This table seems really tight. There's a real hand. But, like I said, this table seems pretty tight, so... Yeah, see, we got a limper right here. What I'm going to do is... Most people make the mistake of not raising enough when someone limps in front, so I'm going to raise enough. Most people make the mistake of raising to like 90 or like maybe 120. He just calls. See, I'm supposed to have an ace here. So I'm just going to fire out, regular bet. There's no draws or anything to worry about. He just calls. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to check behind on the turn. He's not really going to know where he's at. He's not going to really have any idea what's going on. And if he has an ace, I save a bet. That's all there is to it. Because I'm not afraid of any river card, really, at all. So if he gets bold and bets here, I'm going to have a decision. Yeah, that seems like a little too much to me. That seems like a little too much. Is he going to be bold enough to bet here? I'm going to call it. Okay. All right. I feel like he bet a little bit too much. I really don't like betting 700 and 800 pot on the river there. I mean, when you get called, you're dead. I mean, he's stone dead to my call in that situation the vast majority of the time. If I have something like exactly what I had, like King King, where I'm just not going to really give him credit for an ace, then he might get a call. But if I have like King Queen, if I have Pocket Jacks, anything like that that has a hand but doesn't beat him, I'm not calling at all. So him betting 700 and 800 on the river is actually a pretty poor bet. Because the only thing that gets a call is pretty much exactly what I have. Because if I have an ace, I've got him beat. I raised his limp pre-flop. So with ace and a 10 kicker there, he's crushed by any of my hands that I'm raising with. Ace king, ace queen, ace jack even. Not to mention the third heart hit. So on an 800 pot right there, I like betting about 550, maybe 600. Because let's be honest, with an ace and no kicker there, he's stone folding. And I mean stone folding. It's not even consideration to a raise on my part on the river. Every single time. Period. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I check the turn or not. Because a lot of times in that situation, if I have something that picks up a flush draw, I might just check the turn, and then the flush draw got there. Also, if I had like top set with pocket aces, I'm probably checking the turn there too. So after I check the turn and he bets like almost a full pot, I mean, that's a really, really bad bet. I mean, he basically bought a scratch-off lottery ticket and won like $5. Because I have like pretty much exactly the hand that's going to call, and that's it. Because, I mean, like I said, if I have virtually anything else that fits my line, I'm either going to raise him because I have the best hand, or I'm going to fold, and he's going to get nothing. So, yeah, betting 700 and 800 there was actually a very bad play. I really don't like that bet at all. In that situation with an ace-10, I like betting 500, 550, maybe 600, but he has to fold, and I mean fold instantly to a raise, because you literally can't beat anything. Like, anything that I'm checking with on the turn that raises when the flush draw hits on the river, I mean, I've got him crushed with a set, I backdoored the flush, etc., etc. Or I just had like ace, what was it? Was it ace jack? Where did he go? Did I already pass it? I already passed it, didn't I? Get out of here. What are we doing here? What the hell is going on here? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, I don't know why the hell that wasn't in the list. Yeah, ace queen 9 here. I mean, man, he has to snap fold a raise on the river. Let me get this in frame here. He has to snap fold a raise on the river every single time. Let's evaluate this whole hand here, start to finish. There's not really anything going on here. I mean, I've got like buckets of chips falling out of my pants. 15, 30, 4,000 chips. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna evaluate from start to finish. Okay, let's see the buttons here. He limps in from early position. Limps in from early position with ace 10. No, he's not in early position. No, he's about he was early to middle. He was right on that edge. But anyway, limps in with ace 10 offsuit for 30. It's okay. It's all right, I guess. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, but we're on break now. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to come back when the break's over. And we're back. I think I missed 2 hands, but I had a whirlwind of activity that happened. Knock on my door, conversation, refilled a drink, got an email that I had to attend to, etc. But we are back. And as you can see, I didn't actually play any of the hands. pretty much just folded. I'll probably be calling a raise here in position, assuming it's an actual raise and not something stupid. Because at this point, our chip stacks compared to the blinds, it's actually worth. Okay, well, obviously I'm raising myself if I'm willing to call a raise. But yeah, I'll raise up here with the best hand and try to see a flop. Flop and set would be really cool. I have absolutely no problem just firing right out because I'm supposed to have that big fat ace. And we get a new fold. Anyway, let's see what we get here for our next hand. Okay, might be playing this too, it depends. I was going to go through that other hand, like step by step from start to finish, but let's play this hand first. Ace-10 offsuit, middle position limper. I really don't feel like this hand is strong enough to raise. However, if I limp and the button folds, then I'm in a good position. If he plays, yeah, that's the worst case scenario. That's why I don't like to limp in behind, and especially here because now the pot odds 150, I'm getting 4.5 to 1. It's so ridiculous. Well, let's not throw away bad after good here. Flop second pair in a four-handed raised pot with a queen on the board. Probably drawing to 5 outs here, maybe less. And he just checks. That is a really, really weird situation. Really weird. I don't think there's any chance that my 10 is good. I just don't. No sense throwing good money after bad either. I'm really curious. Oh, that's, well,